Okay, we are live. Hi guys, it is Nicola here from Conscious Crypto Traders, and got a really good show for you today. I do apologize that we've come in a little bit later today. I had some friends arrive from South Africa this morning who I haven't seen for 4 years. So I was very excited to go and pick them up from the airport, and literally only just got back about 20 minutes ago. I've still got my busted glasses. I got some new reading glasses, so I'm going to ask for your forgiveness. I'm going to look a bit weird with a pair of glasses that have got the thing missing. But I got my new glasses, and they have put in completely the wrong lens. Like, these are not my glasses, they're somebody else's. So I'm going to take them back and get some new ones. So anyway, that's that. What are we going to look at today, guys? It's full moon tomorrow. What does full moon mean? If you remember what it means, put it in the section there. Put it in the chat there. Full moon, as you know, for those of you who follow our channel, is usually a time when we see a little bit of a dump in the crypto market, stock market as well, and then we get a reversal to the upside. So I'm going to be talking about what's going to happen between now and the full moon, which is tomorrow at around about 11:30, 12 o'clock, I think it is, Eastern time, and in the US. How is that going to affect the charts? What happens after full moon? Is the full moon going to then bring us into a pump? Because traditionally, February is a really good month for crypto. And so far, we've had a bit of a rally. It does look like we are creating a trend reversal. But the bottom line is we're pretty much going sideways. So what's going to happen? We'll look at if there's any possibility of trade setups or what you need to be thinking for trade setups, as well as where we're going overall. I'm going to look at Ethereum, and we're going to have a quick look at Kasta as well. And if we've got time, if there's anything you want me to look at, for sure, you want to put that in the chat box there as well, specifically because when we get up above this golden ratio here, and this even above this resistance zone here, we might not be returning to these prices for Bitcoin or Ethereum again, in which case these are the last few days for you to dollar cost average in to some, to some of your favorite coins, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously. So why do I say that? Let's have a look. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, I wanted to remind you of, our NFT project is going to be getting uploaded to OpenSea next week, and then it is minting on the 10th of March. If you join our whitelist, going over to our website, in the description there's a link for Quantum Freedom NFTs. You'll be able to join our whitelist and then have a look at all of the NFTs and get some that are going to be at a whitelist price before it goes public. So great on that. And the whole concept of our NFTs, non-fungible tokens, are things that can't ever get taken away from you. So our story on our NFTs is telling the story of light coming into the world to free humanity, and which means that those of you who are going to have these NFTs will not be able to have your freedom taken away from you. At least there's a concept in the NFT world anyway. That's what we're doing. So guys, if you are new to the channel, we are a technical analysis tutorial channel and a crypto tutorial channel. We are segueing into NFTs, into DeFi, and into buying real estate on the in the metaverse, because we feel that as we transition out of the bull market into the bear market, there are going to be opportunities to take our profit out of crypto into other areas to keep inflating your profits instead of just holding them in stable coins or buying other assets. So we want to be starting to talk about that now, because you want your exit strategies in place, because we may only have another month or a couple of months left to go before we get the top for the Bitcoin market. So if that sounds great to you, would love for you to like this video. Please support the channel and then subscribe, click the bell and hit all so you get notified when we upload our tutorials and when we go live, normally on a Wednesday at 11:30 Central. Today a little bit late because I had to pick up friends from the airport. So here's Bitcoin. Now remember, we've been watching these two green channels of support and resistance for months, right? We established it back here, and we're tapping on the door of this resistance level here and getting quite a bit of resistance between 44,419 and I think we're under that at the moment, and 45,166. So if we look at the trajectory, we have been creating higher lows, right? And we have been creating higher highs. So there's no indication just yet that pattern is going to be busted on the long-term time frame, right? On the larger time frames. In the shorter time frames, obviously, the last 3 months we've been in a bear market where we've just been going down and down, found a bottom, higher high here. So overall, for me personally, as I look at this, I go, this is still a bullish structure. Now the big test is going to be, are we going to come up and create a lower high or a higher high, establishing that we are still in a bull run? With full moon tomorrow, let's have a look at what happens when we get full moons. Oh, by the way, I wanted you all to just screenshot this if you can, or at least quickly take those dates down. These are all the dates that I'm speculating we could get very big dumps, and this could be the end of the bull run, somewhere between April 1st through to June 4th. And I know that's a lot of dates because nobody's ever really going to know the exact date. But from an astrological perspective, as well as a potential death cross that could actually happen by the May 25th, we'll keep watching that. Then we want to be watching these dates and be very careful in our trading around these dates, because this could signal market turns. So where around these dates, we want to be looking very clearly at trend reversal to the downside patterns in case we do get those big dumps, in which case, if you're going to short the market, that would be the time to do it. So let's have a look at this full moon thing. If you are not aware, there is a indicator on TradingView called moon phases, and it shows when we have full moons and new moons. During the bull market, because it can change during a bear market, a new moon, we often see a dip in the market, and a full moon, we often usually see the bottom, and then we bottom out, and then we head back up. Full moon, we usually top out and then dip, right? So I'm not going to go over it because I've done so many videos on this before, but you need to go and look at that for yourself. I'm more interested in looking at what could happen in the next 24 hours as we go into the full moon, because if you look at full moons previously, there's usually red candles on the daily, and then on the day of the full moon or a day after the full moon, we can shoot up. Sometimes we get a couple of red candles on the daily as we go into the full moon, and then we get the reversal, which is what happened the last full moon. We had 2 days of going down, and then we reversed and came back up to create that higher high. So now that we are in somewhat of a bullish structure, here is an inverse head and shoulders on the daily, and we're right at the neckline getting ready to either come back a little bit, burst through, break up to the upside and go to the target, which I believe is going to be the top of the next resistance level of our green channel that we have been watching. My computer is very slow today. I'm actually looking at buying a new one in the next week or so, because the noise in the background from my motor is just driving me nuts, and I've got one of those silencers on it, and I've literally done everything and it hasn't made any difference. So it's time for a new computer. Here we go. It's going to take us just above that resistance line all the way up to the next Fibonacci level. So if you look to the left, see with this line here at around about, let's call it 52,000 or 51,800 and something. Somewhere around there, see how we keep getting resistance here? That is where I would expect that we're probably going to hit and then fall back down again. And before that we will create a higher high, but we'll watch that as we go, especially for those of you in the Discord channel. We're doing TA every day, every morning on the Discord channel at Conscious Crypto Traders. if you want to join us there. Anyway, that inverse head and shoulders takes us above the resistance level to 53,339, which creates a higher high. Now, we're going to probably hit resistance before we do that, come back down again, and then maybe fulfill that. We'll see. But that is where we're at right now. We have a bullish pattern. We have trend reversal happening. We have a W here on the 4-hourly, which is also a nice bullish pattern. And we're sitting at resistance right as we come into the new moon. So this could be our red candle day. And tomorrow we may see a little bit more downward action, or we could see it take off. Because one of the things you've got to know about astrology is the influence of whatever it is that pattern it is. Sometimes it's kind of like the energy is on either side of the date. So here's the date of the transit, whatever it is, and then just before or just after, in that window of time rather than bang on the time, we often see price action responding to that. That's why I'm saying just it's time to be very, very careful, because we could have a little bit of a dip before we have a turnaround. Now, if we have a look at what's going on, we could, on the 4-hour, we could call this a bull flag. But one of the things you have to be careful of is, because we've gone over 5 4-hour candles, we're coming sideways a little bit. This could turn into a Bart Simpson, where we come straight up like Bart Simpson's heads. We get that zigzagging at the top, and then we come sharp. We fall down sharply to a roundabout where that started. So that's what I'm watching for. I'm watching for, are we going to come back down and retest the support line at 42,877, say, or are we going to come down to this green zone here at 41,223, or it's possible we could even fall down to 36,673 right now, right? This is what we're watching out for. So I've been saying in the Discord channel daily, if you're not already in a long position, then it's time to just be patient, right? We'd like to talk about mindset here. Patience is important. You don't want to be losing your capital just before we could be having the biggest parabolic run that we've ever had. You want to wait till we get up above these resistances, retest the support, enter into a very powerful position long there, in my opinion, or on the bounce when we come back down to retest the previous support level. If you jump in right now at resistance, you don't enter into a long at resistance. You take profit at resistance, right? And right now, this is a setup that is looking very much like a potential Bart Simpson to me, where we could just come down a little bit just before that full moon, and that would be calling that the bottom, and then we move up. Obviously, these lower levels are in play as well, but that's kind of like what it looks like it's set up to do, a smaller retracement. Now, let's have a look at what's going on with the S&P 500, because we had the news of, the markets reacted really negatively to the concept that the Russians were imminently going to invade the Ukraine, which was news to the Ukrainians. But now Russia's backed off. So apparently that invasion is not imminent, and the markets have reacted really positively. Look at this, with this beautiful green candle. And then now it's now above the golden ratio from the swing low to swing high, or swing high to swing low is how I've done it. So now what we're looking at is an M on the right. That is an M, and this is a double top. So this is why it's possible that we could dip down on the in the stock market. If that does happen, that means that we're probably going to come back down to this point here in the S&P 500 and possibly create a double bottom, bounce off of that and go up, right? If that happens, that means a $30,000 Bitcoin is in play. And it also means that February may not be a good month, right? It may not be the big bullish month that we're all expecting. So I think the mindset to look at here is not be married to either direction that we're going in. Just have your plan, on what you're going to do if the market goes up and what you're going to do if the market goes down, right? And you've got to start looking at the possibility that we might not have the same kind of parabolic run up that we've had in the past, because we've got manipulation, institutional buying. We didn't have the previous bull market. We didn't have the previous bull market before in 2014. So the landscape's different. We've also had COVID, and that has affected the markets several times quite dramatically, right? Hi, Raz Nigas. It's great to have you here. Good to be back. Yeah, so we can't be married to a position. And if you're relying on crypto to get you out of debt, or, you know, to give you some kind of financial security, so of course you're married to the idea that you just want it to go up and up and up and up, that tells me that you don't have your strategy in place. And if you want to get your strategy in place, you want to go down to Trading Crypto Ninjas in our website for our private mastermind, because if you go over there, check that out. We do big strategy planning on how to start leveraging out of your trades, and you have a strategy, so it doesn't really matter if the market goes up or down, you're still going to make money, right? So that's really important. So let's go back to Bitcoin. I don't think, in my opinion, it is safe to trade yet until we get a very clear breakout and a very clear direction. This is a W, we've broken out, we've come back down, we've retested it, we've found support at the neckline, we've bounced up, we've got rejected off of this area again. If we keep doing that in the next 8 hours, even the next 12 hours, that's when the Bart Simpson could come into play, because a bull flag should have broken to the upside by now, and it has not. And we had a bit of a waning volume there, and we've had a dramatic drop in volume here as well too. So watch out for that. A very strong long position, I have been saying, is this level here of resistance. When we get above that, we come back and retest it. What's going on here? Very slow internet, I do apologize. We come up, we break above here, we come back down, retest this as support, bounce off of that, come back up. That's a very powerful long position if the RSI is under 60% and we've got volume coming in to push away from your trade entry. If you had traded the breakout here, thinking that these candles coming up above resistance, yay, it's all on, now we're going to go to the moon, you would have gotten into a long, and then possibly, depending on where your stop loss is, you could have got stopped out, because it went up and then it just kind of flipped bearish there again, right? This is why we want to come back and retest the support. And the support, there was no support. It fell through this support level, fell through this support level, fell through this support level, and just found support down here, right? So we want powerful entry points. So you want to retest or reconfirm that a previous resistance level has become support, and you get up above the candle there and you enter very strongly and very powerfully there. Ultimately, remember, we have been in a downward channel which breaks to the upside more often than not. So ultimately, we're heading back up to the all-time high if we are continuing in a bull trend, which is going to take us up to around 69,322, possibly price discovery, possibly hitting the line up at around 75,000, right? Now, the other thing I want you to watch out for is this was a lower high. We came up, created a higher high from this position here, got rejected, came back down. As we came up, we didn't quite come higher than the last high. We came down lower. So that could be an indication that we are creating a symmetrical triangle. In this case, it would be a bullish symmetrical triangle, which is going to suggest that in the next couple of days, we're still trading sideways within these zones here, ready to break out, because we've come into this from the downs. We've come up into this. Oops. This is why my charts end up looking like pickup sticks. We've come up into this, which is bullish, and that's going to take us back up into this channel as well. depending on where we break out, that's going to take us to where? That's going to take us to 48,509, which is awesome because that is a higher high from this point here. And then this target is in play here from the inverse head and shoulders. And I'm thinking that we're probably going to go and try and go for this next Fibonacci level based on the swing high of the last all-time high to the swing low of when we started the bull cycle, that 55,348. So all in all, looking bullish, looking like we have a trend reversal, but obviously there's always that opportunity if something happens with the stock market, or I think the Fed met in private on Monday. We don't know what that is going to give us. That could cause some skitterishness, which could put those lower levels for Bitcoin in play. So if you're liking this and finding this of value, we'd love for you to like this video. That helps us build our channel. We're still a fairly new channel, and we'd love your subscription so that we can be playing with you more and you can be part of the community, learning and building your crypto education wealth. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's got a W as well, which we've broken out of. We've broken out of the neckline of this W. We've come back down and retested it as support, and then we've bounced off of it. So Ethereum's slightly more bullish than Bitcoin, right? But we have created a lower high here, and we have been rejected. Like if this is a ascending channel, we have been rejected off of this channel, and we've created a lower high. So while we also could be creating a symmetrical triangle, which would take us back up into this pattern, we do also have to watch the fact that this is an ascending column, and the channel means we could come all the way back down to where the first candle touches at around 2159. Now, I'm not necessarily thinking that's going to happen, simply because this channel was coming up out of a bullish pattern, which is this larger downward channel here. I kind of feel like the weather girl, this larger column of pressure coming down here. And then we've broken out of that, come back, retested it, and broken above it, creating a lower high again. This could end up being a big symmetrical triangle, which we're going to be watching. And then we could, we could be continuing to the upside, with that caveat that we could be going to the lower side. So let's bring in Ichimoku and see what Ichimoku tells us is going to happen for Ethereum. And the Ichimoku is looking like we could get more bullishness, a little bit of sideways, choppy action. We had a buy signal way back here, which was really awesome. This is the cracking cryptocurrency Ichimoku Cloud, guys, if you're interested in that. And then if we bring the 1 hour, which is a bit messy, we do have bullish structure here. Like literally within the next 2-3 hours, we could start seeing a rally upwards, which would be interesting. That would mean the full moon reversal to the upside could happen a little bit earlier than tomorrow. That is also a possibility as well. So you want to be watching the Ichimoku cloud. And if you're trading, if you're doing day trading, you want to watch the Ichimoku cloud on the 15-minute and the 5-minute to see if there are any sudden changes or signs of weakness that we could end up heading downwards, right? But I think that we wanted to look at the overall market, and we're looking at the stock market in recovery. We've got to watch this M here. If we go over to the right-hand side and have a look at where we're at today with the prices, there's a lot of red with a few coins, like Effie's done really well, Efinity, 9% increase. Nexo is a DeFi coin's done well. Songbird Songbird's like 7 cents. That's really crazy. and Shiba Inu is in recovery as well. So there are signs that there are, and the stock market overall is up. There are signs of recovery in some areas, but the rest of the coins are in a slight retraction. You look at that. There is no big dumps there on all of these major coins that I'm following. Let's have a look up here a bit further. Yeah, it's all kind of like under 2.2% or something like that. So that's pretty good. Not very good for Wednesday. Wednesday's usually a pump day, but we didn't get that today. It was all just kind of like a little bit of action. So that's that. What else did I want to talk to you about? I wanted to look at Kasta. Do you know if Casta's in TradingView yet, or do we still have to get it through? Is there anybody listening actually in Kasta? Because it's down at 36 cents and it's still not coming up on TradingView. I don't know why, because that's crazy. What have we got here? And let's go advanced. And then let's go big. So have a look at this. Since its inception, we have just been creating lower lows and we don't have any sign of a trend reversal just yet. It looks like there's a short-term, reversal happening right here, but that also looked like that was going to happen up here, and we went sideways and then came down again, and then it looked like, oh, we got a bit of a reversal here, but then we came back down and created a lower, like another lower low. Or is that a double bottom? Let's just go up here. No, it's a slightly lower low, not good, and definitely lower highs. So we're still going down on this coin, which is just such a shame because it's a great project. And I think that they need to pull finger on getting the app out so that there's some good news to lift this coin out of the doldrums. If you're somebody who invested here, you FOMO'd in, there's a big lesson for all of us here, because there was a big crisis with Bybit crashing. So when people got in, they FOMO'd in, some thinking that, maybe we were going to go to 1500 like VPAD did on its launch. But what happened is that it came crashing down after people FOMO'd in, came up a little bit and then kept crashing down. So if you're sitting at having lost, 3/4 to 80% of your holdings, you're going to want to look at dollar cost averaging in if you believe in this coin now, because at 36 cents, that represents a really good entry point. And if we come down even lower on the full moon, that's even better, because then you'll drag down your entry price, which means when we go back up again, you're going to be in profit a lot faster than if you just hold and wait and wait and wait, which is what I did. I've started dollar cost averaging down my entry point so that I can make, I can make that profit a lot more, because I don't like sitting on losses. So that is that. For Kasta. And just a reminder, before we go, Teresa's going to be uploading some more tutorial videos. She's done a lot on Bybit. If you go over to our playlist, and you can see Bybit tutorials. I think there are some Phoenix ones up there now. There's also some tutorials around strategy planning, and we're going to be doing a lot more tutorials on indicators and so on. So we'd love your subscription so that you can get notified of all of that. But that's what Teresa's going to be doing, because she's not joining me on the live streams for a few months. She's taking a little bit of time out. And then, Quantum Freedom NFT collection is going to be released on OpenSea next week. Yay! So if you want to be on the whitelist to know when we're minting, so that you can come to our pre-launch discount party and learn all about NFTs and what have you, we'd love for you to join us over at quantumfreedomnftcollect.com and get on that list to get notified. You can learn all about the story that we're creating about how light's coming in to free humanity, and a really good story. People are loving it. We're getting great positive feedback from it. and we'd love our community to be part of that project as well and join Team Freedom. And join the Twitter. Our Twitter account is just started. It's very, I think we've only got like about 49 followers. So we'd love you to be part of that down there, as well as our Instagram account too. So other than that, it is over and out. Hey, Chaotic Coda. It's over and out for me. We will be uploading more tutorial videos more frequently, and then I'm going to be live a couple of times next week as we look at this full, will this full moon take us into a bull run? I am thinking it's more likely that that is what is going to happen. And by then, hopefully I'll have my new glasses because these really suck. Thanks so much for listening, guys. And until then, trade consciously. We'll see you for daily TA videos inside our Discord server at Conscious Crypto Traders. See you there. Bye for now. Bye, everybody.